Hey guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Emma from Ging Cosplay, and today we are back at guys with Hunter x Hunter, episode 147.
47! 2 to go. And Gon has met Ging. Sort of. He talked about Kite the entire time.
Yeah.
And he was saying, I'm sorry for what I did. And Ging, he was kind of like, he didn't really know how to respond at first, but then he took on the role of, a father figure / mentor, depending on who you want to follow here. And he was like, no, you know what? Your only mistake was to not be strong enough to help. But Kite made his choice, and he didn't want to die, and he did sacrifice himself for you. So you go find him and you say sorry for not being strong enough, and then you do something about it. And Gon understood. And then he asked if he could talk to him later, so hopefully that happens. He still hasn't seen Killua. Killua, who has been dealing with Aruka, and he tried. Well, we figured out. He told us that when he orders something to Nanika, there's no consequence, and when he wishes something to Nanika, there's consequences. So that's how his influence on Nanika works. Which means that if Irumi, for example, could manipulate Killua, they could use Nanika for anything, and basically turn Nanika into a weapon that could do terrible stuff. So to save Aruka, basically, Killua asked Nanika to never come back out, which hurt her feelings, and Aruka was like, fuck that shit. Like, if you want to protect me, you protect Nanika too. Like, we're part of the same person here. Like, we're the same.
We're a package deal.
So, Killua was afraid, and, he was still following Irumi's way of thinking here, so he hid himself, and then he apologized, and his parents were really proud of him.
I'm proud. My boy just slapped himself.
He saved Aruka and he saved Nanika, and it was beautiful, and we got to see how he grew as a character and how he became,
He became human.
He became human in a way. So now it's time to go meet your friend, Gon, and we need to see Kite, and I'm hoping for the meeting with Ging. Maybe next episode, maybe this episode. There's only 2 left, so
we'll see.
Let's jump in this episode and see what happens. So don't forget to subscribe, you guys, if you want to see more of these, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
So, let's go.
It's actually one of my favorite endings of Hunter x Hunter, so I try to sing it by memory, but sorry Japanese people watching this if you are.
She butchered every single word.
Yeah, I sang anything and nothing, but in any case. What do you want to talk about first, the Kite thing or the Killua thing?
No, the ending. Saying that ending, guys, just remind us that in 147 episodes, they went through so much together.
Yeah.
Through some really, really bad shit.
I think
sad moments, like losses and new friends and stuff. It's just...
Yeah, I think both of them are sad that they have to leave each other, but I'm choosing to see that as a good thing because they grew as characters, they grew as friends, and they don't feel forced to stay together or anything. Like, they're moving on with their lives, they're going each, their own path with their own goal and stuff. Like, Killua has someone else to protect, someone else to look after. He's kind of gonna do what Gon did for him, which is help Haruka learn to live.
Gon is not alone anymore. Even though that he's traveling alone, him and his friend are still part of the gang. Even though that they're not together anymore.
And like Killua did say he was gonna stay with Gon till he found his dad and stuff, and that's happening here. So Gon has reached his goal. Next episode is the meeting. He can move on with his life after this, and it's not like they'll never see each other again. So it is bittersweet in the way that they have to keep going, and find their own path, and they're gonna keep growing in this world.
They're not codependent on each other anymore.
They'll never forget each other, though. Like, it's like Leorio went his own way, Kurapika went his own way, and these two stayed together. But now that they've both reached their, this point where Killua Killua understands what it means to be human, to have friends, to feel. He can now teach that to his sibling. He's content, and he's got someone to protect. Like, he understands all of these now, so he can move on, and Gon has reached his goal, and he's gonna have to find a new path for himself after this.
He understood that the connection that we make with our friends, our colleagues, our family members, it's just more than just what reached the eye, basically.
Yeah. I kind of wasn't expecting them to separate in this episode. If it was to happen, I was like, maybe last episode. But last episode is gonna be about Ging, so that's fine.
Did you think that maybe the rebirth of Kite was technically important for the story, or just
Forgone.
a nice B-side story?
They did brush over it really quickly.
Maybe they brushed really more in detail than the manga. Not the same thing.
I think it's a way to close that chapter for good with Gon, because he felt bad. Like, his dad already did most of the talking to. Like, he told him that Kite did what he wanted.
That there's no resentment with Kite about what happened.
And I think it was just confirmation that, Kite doesn't, like you said, resent Gon for what happened. He trusted Gon to be strong enough to eventually, fight Neferpito and stuff, which he did. He acknowledged that, Gon was like, I wasn't strong enough and stuff like that. And Kite was like, well, neither was I. Like, it happens. Like, you might be the strongest, or you might be, you think you're capable of doing shit, but it happens to all of us. Like, we're not always strong enough, but when you survive it and you can keep moving, like, you train and you become stronger, and you go at it again. So for him to acknowledge, or for her to acknowledge that, I made mistakes as well. Like, it's almost like saying, Gon, I forgive you. Like, it's okay. It happened to me too. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And he's like, oh, I needed people and stuff. Well, so did I. Needing people to help you grow is not a bad thing. And I think Gon's character has always been like, I've been alone for so long. Like, he didn't really understand what it meant to have friends and what friends are supposed to do in your life and stuff. Well, that's exactly what they're meant to do. Help you grow, help you become stronger, give you a reason to fight. And then I said, when the pink koala was also apologizing, like, I was wondering why we were spending so much time with the koala.
I've seen so many times that girl being shot by a spitball.
Yeah, but I decided, like, it's because, like, for a sec, I forgot that this was Kite, so I was like, well, where are we seeing
You forgot that it was Kite?
It's been a year. I went to the hospital. I forgot a lot of things, okay?
I recognize the house. I recognize
Well, I forgot some shit, so forgive me. In any case, when I remembered, I was like, okay, I'm gonna see this as a parallel to Gon apologizing. Like, there's a difference in how Kite chose to forgive each of them. Like, Pink Koala was like, I was a bad person then, and I've been reborn, and I have the feeling that I need to change things, but somehow I can't help but do the same shit again, so I'm still a bad person. So it was apologizing, not so much. Like, it was more about saying his sins and be like, sorry, I'm a shit person. And Kite was like, well, if you're gonna say that, work for me, and prove to me every day that you regret what you did, and that's going to be your redemption.
Atone for your sins by working for me. Yeah.
Yes, like make it up to me for the rest of your life, and that's basically good. Basically, it's like, I think the pink koala needed. I'm calling him pink koala. Sorry.
Koala.
He needed to be told what to do, because on his own, he knew he had to change things, but he couldn't do it. He was too afraid. So to have someone strong...
Used to follow orders?
Yeah, so I think maybe having Kite be like, you owe it to me, so I'm going to tell you exactly what to do to make it right. I think that's what he needed. So in his own way, like, that's how he forgives him. Like, okay, I'm going to give you a way to do things right this time. As for Gon, I don't think he needed, if you compare it to Gon, he didn't need to be forced to do anything. He understood, because Ging told him, he understood what he had to do better, which was, you forgive yourself, you try harder, and you train, and you become stronger, and next time, like, you be there and you help. Like, he understood that he did, to me, he didn't do anything wrong, but that's how he sees things. So, in my opinion, Gon already understood what he did wrong, so he came here not with, apologies or anything. He came here with a promise, which means that he grew, and he learned from his mistake, and he's ready to move on. So Kite didn't need to forgive him or anything. He was like, okay, you know what? Like, he basically helped him feel better by saying, you're not alone, like, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
And then he smiled, and let's move on. Although, like, to be fair, on a less, analytical level and stuff, like, he's friends with Gon, he's not fucking friends with the pink koala.
My friend got a pass. You do not.
Well, my friend didn't do anything bad. Like, it's not like Gon killed Kite, but he did feel like he did.
No, I mean, there's not, like you said, there's nothing wrong with being weak. It's an unfortunate event that happens. So best thing that you can just do about it is just say, I'm sorry, I wasn't strong enough. I'm gonna try and work on it. Next time I'll do better.
He
But it's
apologized
not-
correctly, like Ging said he needed to do,
Yeah.
by saying you'll do better next time, by making a promise. So yeah, if he had come to Kite and be like, I killed you and stuff, I don't know, like I'm shit and stuff, and he didn't do any self-growing and he's just pitying himself.
Imagine he went to Cat, well, you died, shit happens.
No, I think he did the right thing. I mean, he actually did some self-growing. He actually grew into
Yeah,
adult God.
He degrew right after.
He degrew.
He went small again.
Mixing French and English, he degrew.
I don't know what to say, you have to say it.
Ungrew would be better, but it's
Ungrew,
not
yeah.
really a word.
Well, he became small again.
Yeah. In any case, I mean, the highlight of this episode for me is the Kyuujin stuff and
He shrank. Sorry.
He shrunk,
He
yeah.
shrunk, yeah.
bringing back all they went through. Like, it really feels like this is the end, and all we need to do now is have the actual discussion with Ging on top of the
Long
world.
time due, man.
So I am willing to see this final episode now and see how it ends.
Come on, give me a long ass discussion of 22 minutes.
It's an episode.
Not like just like 2 minutes and it's done.
To be fair, like, the manga goes beyond the anime, so there's more stuff. Like, I know Kurapika comes back in the manga. Like, there's
Yeah,
more
what
to
I mean,
it.
there's still the stuff with Krollo and the Nin Exorcist, the Phantom Troop member.
Yeah, like, there's
everything.
still a bunch of shit that.
Isaka that is watching Gon being wrapping up someday.
Yeah. So for the anime is gonna end, but it's not.
Sorry, guys.
The anime is gonna end, but the story is not. So it's gonna be really open ended. Like, there's gonna be more to it, but I'm still very excited to see how the anime chooses to end. And it is a meeting we've been waiting for.
Mm.
It's 100. It's been 84 years. 4 years actually. Longest reaction we ever did.
Yeah, but we cannot have a long hiatus in
Yeah, we
between.
did 2 long hiatus watching this.
Yeah.
We got real sick, so it happens. But we're finally getting to the finale.
Alright. So thank you guys for watching this episode with us. If you'd like to see the full reaction or the finale, it's already up on the Patreon, so subscribe on the link below.
And if you want to see the finale on YouTube, it's gonna be out. Check out Community for the schedule. It's gonna be out Wednesday or Saturday, depending on when this one comes out, because I forgot. I forgot which day it's supposed to come out on.
So see you next time for the finale, guys.
Bye.